Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and I am a big fan of Google Voice. And if you've not used it, I do suggest you check it out. But if you're watching this video, you're probably looking for a way to make a phone call on your Google Voice without having to be near your computer first to initiate it. And this is the way to do it. This is the Obihai Obi 110 box, and there's a couple different versions of this, but this one's kind of the sweet spot, and I'll tell you why it was for me in a second. Let's take a quick look though and what it entails. You got a bunch of lights on the front here that indicate what it's doing when it is plugged in. But there isn't really much to it actually. You have a Ethernet jack here for plugging in your internet connection. Now if you don't have internet near your phone, like I don't, you can use these power over Ethernet or power line Ethernet adapters. And I've done a review of one of those. You can click the link here and check it out. It is really slick and a perfect product to accompany this one. And you can get essentially an Ethernet connection to your broadband anywhere in the house. And I do suggest you look into that rather than having an electrician wire up more wiring. You have a phone jack here, and that is for your telephone set. Now what I did is hooked up a 4-line Panasonic cordless phone system, and I put those cordless extensions all over the house, so I pretty much have the equivalent of a house phone now with my Google Voice. And the other thing that the 110 unit has, there's another one, there's a 100 model also, which does not have this, but the 110 unit has a connection to your local phone company. So if you're like me and you want to maintain that peace of mind of having a traditional phone line available to you at all times for emergency purposes, you can do that with this. And you can also bridge calls back in as well. So in addition to being able to dial out like you normally were doing, you can also have a way to connect your Google Voice account to your local phone line. And this might be useful if you're trying to connect to the device from overseas or something and you want to call people without racking up a major phone bill. You can do that. Now another thing these boxes can do is talk to each other. So on the bottom of the box there's a number that I can give out to my friends and family, and if they had one of these they can just call me directly on it. So that even circumvents Google Voice and other voice over IP providers completely, and is basically a private little network of Obihai users. And again, you can bridge that Obihai number to your local phone number. So if, for example, again, you were overseas, you could connect one Obihai box to the other and then bridge over to the local telephone network to make calls domestically. So it's really slick, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with it. And it's also really easy to set up. So what you do when you get to the device is you log into the Obihai website, you give it your Google Voice credentials, and that's it. And within about a minute or two, you can pick up your phone and dial a phone number, and it connects over your Google Voice account, a lot like a Vonage call would make. There's really no need to look up a phone number first. You just type in the number and it makes the call. Now, if you're trying to make a local call on your telephone network through the Obihai, you have to dial *8 first, and that will then bridge over. And I did find there's a bit of a delay when trying to connect to your local telephone network through the box. I don't know why, because if I'm in the house, it shouldn't be a big deal, but it takes a little bit of time to connect over. So what I would recommend doing with this is getting this box, getting one of those multi-cordless phone setups, and then keeping a couple of house phones still plugged into your traditional phone line for emergency purposes. But this thing is so versatile. In fact, you can hook up additional voice over IP providers. So there's actually two, and I use a quotation thing here, two line system here, in that you can connect two different voice over IP providers. You can only talk on one at a time because there's only one phone you can plug into this particular model, but you can bridge them together. So you could, for example, bridge your Google Voice to a Ring Central account or something else you might be using for work. So again, the possibilities with this thing are endless. It is very affordable. It is so much better than Vonage. In fact, I can't even fathom even having a Vonage account, given the fact that Google Voice is free. It's the Obihai, the Obi 110 from Obihai. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.